What's up guys, welcome back. Welcome to another one of my videos. I'm back here at Kia of Bradenton, Florida with this 2022 Kia Niro plug-in hybrid. So this is an EX trim, and today I'm going to take you on the tour of it. We're going to check it out from the exterior, interior, jump inside of it, play with some cool and interesting feature. Finally, at the end of this video, I'm going to take you for a spin in it. So if you're ready, let's go. Hey guys, well, a couple of months ago I've done a review of the fully electric Kia Niro right here at Kia of Bradenton, Florida, and it was a very popular video. As a matter of fact, I'm going to link it somewhere in this description of this video so you can watch it if you haven't had a chance to check that out. But it also sparked a lot of comments, and what I found out from that is a lot of people are simply afraid of having a fully electric vehicle. What if I'm going to run out of charge? How long is it going to take me to charge the vehicle? How do I find the charging station, etc.? Those questions keeps on popping up in the comments, which is very good questions. Now, if you plan the road trip right, I'm pretty sure that you can go across the country, find a charging station, plan your stops accordingly, and have no issues doing that. But I also understand that there's concerns about the time that it takes to charge. While the mechanical engine, you just pull up to the gas station, you fill it up, 5 minutes later you're on the road. It takes a lot longer to charge an electric vehicle. Well, for those of you that have some of those concerns, this might be actually a perfect combination to have a plug-in hybrid vehicle, because this particular one, it actually has 46 miles per gallon on the gasoline only engine, and when you add the wrench that it gets from the electrical motor, it gets a total up to 105 miles per gallon, which is awesome because it gets 26-mile range on the electric only motor in here. So maybe that's a good introduction for the electric vehicle. Well, let's check it out from the front. From the front, it looks just like the regular Niro. So if you remember, the electric one had all of this covered. This was not exposed like this tiger nose grille in here. This one also, it's a 2022, so you can see that by the brand new Kia logo in here. Kind of indented hood, same thing as we've seen on the other Niro as well. And then the headlights, they're halogen headlights. This one has the projector beam, but these are halogen lights right here. It has a little bit of the LED, or this one's the turn signal, and the LED daytime running lights that are at the bottom portion of the bumper. Now you can also see the fog lights on this EX trim right here, and then there's a little bit of the matte black as well as this polished aluminum trim at the bottom. So from the outside, really the only way to look at it and see that this is the plug-in hybrid is to look on the side, and I'm going to show you some of those details in just a second. But before we do that, let's pop the hood and let's see what hides underneath it. Okay, let's walk up on here, and what do we have? You can see it's a plug-in hybrid. It says right on the engine cover right here. You can also see all of that bright yellow, bright orange cables. This is for the electrical motor. This is the high voltage, so don't touch it. This is also a warning for the first responders. When they get to the vehicle, they can see it, so they know they're going to have to be careful when saving your life. So plug-in hybrid, but this is a 1.6 liter engine. It only produces about 135 horsepower or so, 195 pound-feet of torque. That's combined with this electrical motor. It is capable of going on electric only for 26 miles, and actually actually this engine is mated to a 6-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, which I haven't driven it, to be honest with you, more than just on this parking lot. So I'm going to be excited to take it on the road and see if it actually has a little bit of pickup that you really need to get up and going, especially merging into traffic. What else do we see in here? We see the prop stick. I'm not going to ding it for it because basically pretty much all of the small crossovers, SUV have that, especially when you're looking in this price category. So when you look at the side of this Niro EV plug-in hybrid, you can see something that's different than on the regular Niro, and that's because it has, well, what someone might call two fuel tanks, right? Well, this is not. This is the plug-in charging port right in the front, and then your fuel tank is right in the back. So that's where you put the gas, that's where you put the electricity, hopefully not at the same time. Maybe it's not going to cause any short circuit or anything like this. Now, the only other thing that's different between this and the regular Niro is the special hybrid design on the wheels. Love the color on it. It's kind of the sparkly metallic. They call it the Horizon Blue. Looks really, really nice on this vehicle. What else do we have here? We have this black cladding that we see on so many cars right now, especially the crossover SUVs, that continues at the bottom here. And then it also has this black trim right at the bottom of the doors. Now, if you look at the doors, they kind of indented here. I think it's for better aerodynamics as well. Mirror caps, same color as the rest of this vehicle. It does have the turn signals that are built in here. It also have the blind spot assist that's in the mirror itself. Now, this is the EX trim, so this is the middle of the line. That's LXS, EX, and EX Premium. And then you have a little bit of chrome at the top as a top trim, and thanks for pointing out that the electric one was actually missing that on the rear window. I didn't notice that until I watched that video and you guys pointed it out to me. And then the regular black trim at the bottom of here. Big windows, so it should have a nice visibility like on the other one. Let's move on to the back. Well, let's take a look at the back. I mean, you have the long gate spoiler right here, built-in third brake light. Now, most of the Kias, the new Kias right now, they have the wiper that's actually hidden underneath that spoiler. Not the case on the Niro. Maybe on the next generation one, they're going to come up with something like this. LED lights, Niro. Now, this is the backup light and then the reflector light over here. Just the trim, there's no functionality to that other than the aesthetics. And of course, you can't see the exhaust in here because it is a plug-in hybrid, so they want to make sure that it's no visible exhaust. Brand new Kia logo, eco plug-in right on the other side. Let's pop this open. Let's see what we have. So we have a charging cable right here. This is the level 1 charging. That's basically the one that you can plug into your regular household outlet, and that takes about 8 hours to charge this vehicle fully for using this. Now, if you went to a level 2 charging, it's going to take a lot shorter period of time to charge it up. What do we have underneath here? Okay, so here's your polymer battery right there. That's what hides underneath here, so you can't fit the spare tire underneath here for sure. And then there's just a little bit of storage in the back here. Now, you can extend the storage by folding down the seats. That's 60-40 split, and if you do that, that gives you over 50 cubic feet of storage room, which is not bad for the vehicle this size. If you're looking to have some company with you and take your friends and family on a drive, then you'll have plenty of room, because I'm 6 feet tall. The front seat is adjusted to my regular driving position. I have plenty of room. I have probably about 2 inches in front of my knees before I would hit the back of the seat. Plenty of headroom, several inches, maybe 4 or 5 inches above my head, and you know, quite a bit of shoulder room. Now, as far as the width of this vehicle, if two of me were sitting together, the third person would have to be really skinny to fit in between us. But it is rated as a 5-passenger, and let's check out the rest of this interior. All right, let's start with the door right here. So what do we have? A lot of plastic. Now, that seems to be the case in most of the models right now. Hard plastic, piano black trim. You have the window controls right there, and then the bottom you have a little bit of a bottle holder or a cup holder, if you will, but that's just about the only thing that can fit in here. And let's take a look. You have quite a bit of space for 2 people, like I said, and if you wanted to, you fold down this armrest and have 2 additional cup holders. If you look at the bottom here, there's not a big bump in here. Now, this is a front wheel drive, and you have 2 vents, actually one split vent for the rear passenger, which is nice. And then you have the cargo net in the back of the passenger seat only, not the driver seat. At the bottom right here, you have the Niro logo or Niro written right there. Well, let's check the measure of quality on this vehicle. It's a pretty solid thumb. And what's interesting, a lot of the newer ones won't have the button, but they'll just have like the sensors on the door handle. This one has a button and it has the regular key hole right in here, even though the key that you have is the smart key that you're getting on all the new Kias right there, with the buttons on the side of the key. Now the actual blade is hidden inside the key, so you will have to open it up and then you can open the door or unlock the door with the key itself. The front door, same like the back door. I mean, you do have the window mirror and lock controls, as well as a lot of this piano black. Not sure if I'm liking it. And then you have a little bit of padding right on the armrest, and that's about the only thing, because everything else is hard plastic. Moving on, you do have a 10-way power driver seat, and the seats itself, this is a combination of leather and fabric, so it's actually, I like it. It's a nice combo in here. And then let's move on to the left hand side of the steering wheel, and you have a bunch of buttons in here. You have the dimmer switch, you have the blind spot assist, lane assist, and then you have the traction control off. Now you have the fuel, okay, tank opening, that's where you open it. Auto lock, not sure what that is, and then the timer is off. So we're going to play around with it and see what this is when I turn the vehicle on. Now you also have the tilt and telescoping steering wheel, and then what looks to me, it's either the recharge or the pedal shifters. We'll check it out as well. Okay, so let's check out the interior of this 2022 Niro plug-in hybrid. Not big difference between this and the electric vehicle. What do we have here? This is soft plastic dashboard, kind of plain. I mean, a lot of Kias have this multi-dimensional design. This is plain, and it does have a lot of this piano black, which, you know, it's probably gonna be a fingerprint magnet. So you better bring some of the microfiber cloth with you to make sure you clean it up. But if you like it, that's okay. Eco plug-in, that's what tells you from the inside that this is a plug-in hybrid. And then you have two displays. We have the smaller one in here. This is actually an 8-inch display, and it's also available with a 10-inch display. And then we have a 10-inch display right here. That's your instrument cluster. Before we get to that, let's take a quick look at the steering wheel. Brand new Kia logo, a bunch of buttons on the sides. You know, you have a different modes. You have the phone button, you have the volume button, mute button, then you have your pages button. We're going to go through that in just a little bit and see what each of them do. This is your cruise control, this is your lane keep assist, this is your dynamic cruise control. So basically we've seen all of that on other models before. It is a push start right here, okay? And here's what's happening. Nice little chime right there. It says vehicle ready to drive. Okay, but you can't hear the engine turning on, the mechanical engine. So it tells you right there, electric 0 miles, because it says battery is low, so we won't be able to test it in the electric vehicle mode only. They didn't charge it up. And then the gasoline is 250-mile range. Now, I don't know if I mentioned that, but if you were to fill it up completely with gas and charge the battery full, the range of this vehicle would be about 500 miles. So it's quite a bit. All right, so what do we have on this instrument cluster right here? On the left-hand side, you can see Niro Eco Power Charge. So these are the indicators of what's happening. There's a little vehicle, green vehicle right there. It says it's ready to go. And then at the bottom right here, it says HEV, which is hybrid electric vehicle. And then it says the charge of the battery, which you can see it's a low battery charge right there. So you can see it's a little Niro in the middle in here. And then we can change this in the other settings. So user settings, okay, we've seen that on other Kias, and you have the driver assistance, door lights, convenience, service interval, other, reset. And let's see, driver's assistance, you can see a lot of those are standard. Forward safety, lane safety, blind spot safety, parking safety, etc. And then on the right hand side you actually have the tachometer. That's the vertical one right here, and then you have the speedometer that's digital, and you also have your fuel gauge. The vehicle does have 14 miles on, so it's a brand new vehicle, and we are in the eco mode right now. Now I don't know if there's any other modes that are available on this vehicle, and let's see if I switch it to a sport mode. Yep, I can switch it to a sport mode. Look at this, it's changed it. Wow, wonder if it's gonna make a difference. The whole 130 some horsepower, that's gonna be amazingly fast. Well, we're gonna check that out. And yep, these are paddle shifters. Actually, you can see I switched that to number 1, and then you know, obviously we're not gonna switch it to 2 because we're not driving yet, but these are paddle shifters. These are not the regen ones, which I thought they would be. Put it back in park, and we're gonna move on to the side right here. Like I said, the basic screen. What's nice about it, it does have a wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so this is pretty cool. Other than that, regular menu, you can add it, left widget, right widget, edit home icons, etc. So you can basically customize it and see what's showing on the left widget, the right widget, etc. All menus, phone, UVO, radio, plug-in hybrid. Let's see what that does. Okay, energy information. We only have the 6% of battery, so we're not gonna actually be able to check out just the EV probably. Charge management, you can schedule the charge. Okay, charge settings, charging current. So this is the AC charger, station or portable. Okay, so that's, you can set it to maximum, reduced, minimum. Okay, I guess if you're running out of time, you want to do it at reduced or minimum to minimize the time that it's charging, but it's not going to give you the full range though. Go back to the menus and let's see what else we have here. Climate control, quiet mode reduces the output of speakers, valet mode, setup, notifications, user's manual, scan the QR code, and you can actually access the user manual for this Kia right here. So this is basically it. I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. If you like a more in-depth overview of this infotainment system, you can check out my EV Kia Niro. That's going to be the same one basically. So let's take a look at the shortcut buttons. You have the radio buttons, media, seek, track, custom button, and the setup. And then you have your climate control shortcuts or your climate control buttons. And this is for your temperature, of course. The other one is for the temperature for the passenger. So it does have a dual zone climate control. Driver only, you can turn that. All of the other fans off, just the driver, which is pretty cool. And then you have the different settings for the fan, etc. Okay, what else we have here? This is your wireless charger right at the bottom here, and then you also have the USB 12-volt outlet and another USB. So this is a charging, I believe this is the data USB, and then the regular shifter right here. You have the parking, reverse, neutral, drive, and then I pushed it to the left to go to the sport mode. And you have the EV and HEV, so this is electric vehicle or hybrid electric vehicle modes right down here. And then you have the heated seats for driver and passenger, electronic parking brake, and then you have the park auto hold, 2 cup holders, and a little bit of storage in the back. So actually, roominess wise, I mean, it does have plenty of room. Now, this vehicle does not have a sunroof, as you can see, and at the top here, the only thing you have is regular reading lights as well as the sunglasses holder. And this is it. This is the interior of this plug-in hybrid. Actually looks pretty decent. It does have tons of room for the driver, passenger, even for the rear passengers. Well guys, I'm sure you're dying to find out of how much this vehicle is. So there's actually 3 different models for the Kia Niro plug-in hybrid, and that is the LXS, which is the base one, starts at $29,590. Then there's an EX, which is the one that we're sitting in right now, and starts at $33,390 and the EX Premium at $36,490. So in addition to this being a hybrid or plug-in hybrid vehicle, it's also about starting at about $10,000 less than the fully electric vehicle. Now, you still get a partial tax credit from the government, at least here in the United States, so you can take advantage of that. And it tells you that in about 5 years, you're going to save about $3,000 in gas comparing to a regular Niro. So, I mean, it's not bad overall. It is a little bit more expensive, but if you drive a lot, you're going to pay for the difference in gas savings. So it actually comes up as a wash almost. Let's see how it drives. We're going to start with the rear view camera. I haven't checked that out yet. And it does have the regular rear view camera. You can see there's nothing crazy about it. We have some trajectory lines. The rear view camera quality, it's okay. It's not the greatest, but it does cover the entire area. And I can hear something, and that's because I don't have my seatbelt on, I think, and it tells me, hey, buddy, buckle up. Well, I'm going to do just that. And we're going to start driving. Put it in drive. Let's do a turning radius test right in here. And we're going to check out how many parking spaces does it take to turn this around 360 degrees. So 1, 2, 3, 3.5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're not gonna make it, so that means it's 4. Okay, so 4 parking spaces. That's pretty much standard for a lot of the vehicles. It is pretty tight. And I guess the differences would be, I don't know the exact measurements, but the differences between, you know, this and the Honda Civic or Kia Forte would be very minimal at this point. They're all pretty tight right now. Well, let's see how it drives. I can't do it in the fully electric mode, which, you know, I wish I could, but unfortunately this vehicle is not charged enough. It's only got 6% charge. You can hear that gasoline engine. Now, what is it that I hear? I'm not sure. I thought it was a radio, but it's not. It does have this little drony sound coming out of somewhere. Maybe the hybrid system, that's what it sounds like. Remember, a pretty small engine, only 139 horsepower, so. Okay, let's take that on the road, and then we're going to take another road, which I'm hoping it's going to be less busy, so I can check out a little bit of that acceleration, but overall it's a decent visibility of this vehicle. You can sit up higher, but not very high, which I can't. I don't know if I don't like that noise. It's a drony noise, kind of weird. But we're gonna check out the acceleration. I mean, like I said, this is not for breaking any records, but it is to see if it's good enough to merge in the traffic if you need to. So let's see. We got it up to about 40, 45. I mean, that's good enough. Fortunately, I can't go much faster here. And the brakes, it has to be this regenerative braking or something. I don't know, guys, maybe you know what that is. It really feels like a spaceship is landing when you hit the brakes. It has to be the regenerative braking. Okay, again, turning radius, and then let's hit it. Well, it's definitely capable, but I gotta tell you, if you live, let's say, 10 miles away from work, and if you're willing to fully charge it every day, you can literally not use any gas by going to work and back, and definitely is gonna save you a lot of money on, you know, gasoline, that's for sure. Now, who also might like it, people that owned or who owned the Prius before, or maybe I shouldn't say that, because I guess Prius people are kind of very attached to their Priuses, if you will, so they might not switch to another brand, but this would be a good alternative. If you need more room than the Prius, if you need a little bit more space, that's definitely would be the car for you. I think it's a decent vehicle. I don't think it's great. If it was me and if I was looking for something like this, I'd probably jump head in and go straight for the electric one. And you know, if your concern is not being able to find the space or to find the place where to charge it, and you just need to plan your trip a little bit better, and I'm sure you're going to be able to find it. Or maybe wait till the range extends a little bit. The EV6 is coming, I believe, in March, they told me. So I mean, that's going to be another vehicle that's going to have a larger range, quicker charging, and I'm really excited about that coming out. And there's also talks about the new era, the second generation of the plug-in hybrid or the electric vehicle coming up in the next year or so. So I hope that's true, because that's definitely an move in the step in the right direction by Kia, by electrifying their fleet. And so far, Kia and Hyundai has been doing a great job doing just that. Well guys, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. I thought I brought a little bit of value into your life, and if you like watching videos like this, consider subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot to me, and I love when I get a new subscriber. It doesn't really cost you anything. It helps to support this channel and me being able to get in front of more vehicles and bring them to you. So if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that little like button. Pumps me up. It gives me motivation for harder work. And until then, I will see you in my next video. Cheers.